Hello, welcome to the video notes for lesson 6-8, solving systems of linear equations using multiplication or division. This is another elimination method lesson. This begins on page 46 in your notes. So let's take a look at the learning target. I can solve systems of equations using elimination. We've already seen elimination from our last lesson, so what is different about this is that we're going to be using multiplication or division to help us achieve this. Now, I want you to write something else down. This is a big idea or something really important, so draw a star, and then I want you to write this down. You need to find a number to multiply or divide by to eliminate a variable. Remember, we're dealing with more than one variable, so by getting rid of one of them, we can solve for the one that's still there. Alright, so we're going to write down all the steps for this process in the space below. Remember, we're dealing with equations that are in standard form. If they were in y equals mx plus b form, we could do substitution to solve, but they are not. So, first step, multiply or divide by a number. Multiply or divide by a number. Now, this is not just any number. We're going to talk about this when we see the example. But that's the key to all of this, is your ability to find the correct number to use. Now, there's more than one usually, but typically there's a number that makes the most sense to multiply or divide by to help you do the elimination strategy. So once you find that number and you multiply by it, then add to eliminate one variable. Once you have eliminated one variable, then you'll be able to solve for the other variable. So we have one variable, we're going to solve for it. Once you've found that variable, say it's x, then you're going to solve for the other variable. Step 4, we've always been doing the check. And then step 5, state the solution. Nice. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at page 47, our first example. If you didn't get all this written down, pause the video and continue copying. I'm going to remove it and move on. Alright, so up at the top, you can solve linear systems using an algebraic method called multiplication or division method. The multiplication method, you solve a system by multiplying the equation to eliminate one of the variables. Now, when we multiply or divide, we're multiplying and dividing the entire equation. That's really important. A lot of people forget to multiply every part of it. So let me move the screen up so we can see the entire problem. Okay, here we go. So the first problem, 4x minus y equals 6, 3x plus 2y equals 21. Now, I can't just add them together. I can't do substitution. If I add them together, I get 7x plus y equals 27. I didn't get rid of one of the variables. Now, when I look closely, I notice that the top variable has a the top equation has a subtraction. There's no number in front of y, but if there was a 2 there, if I added these, they would eliminate easily. So I'm going to multiply the entire top equation by 2. When I do that, I get 8x, 2 times 4x is 8x, minus 2y equals 2 times 6 is 12. Now, if I add these, so this is all step 1, if I add these going up and down, 3x plus 8x is 11x, 2y minus 2y is 0, so plus 0, equals 21 plus 12 is 33. Now all I have to do is divide by 11, and this is step 2, by the way, and I get x is equal to 3. So I found one of my variables. So the hard part is that first step, because after this, everything just falls into place real nice. Step 3 is going to be an ESS step. I'll pick the top equation. Now make sure you use the original one. You're no longer going to use the one that you multiplied by. So I'm going to go 4x minus y equals 6. Substitute 3 in for x. Oops. So I have 4 times 3 minus y equals 6. 4 times 3 is 12, minus y equals 6. Subtract 12. Now a lot of students forget that there's still a minus or a negative sign in front of the y. It was negative 6. So you can multiply both sides or divide both sides by negative 1. And you get y is equal to 6. Step 4, remember, I'm going to scooch this up, is always the check. When we check, use the other equation that you didn't use to find y. So the other equation in all of this is 3x plus 2y equals 21. Substitute your x value in, which is 3. Substitute your y value in, which is 6. 9 plus 12 equals 21. And that is true. 21 equals 21. So this checks. Almost done. Remember, step 5, state your solution. Oops. Solution is the point 3, 6. And you're done. So that's one example for multiplying. Back up to the top. Now we're going to take a look at the other equation. Use a blue pen for this one. So I have 3x plus 5y equals 10, negative 4x plus 20y equals 40. I could multiply the top equation by 4, and that'll give me 12x plus 20y, or negative 4 I should say, because that'll give me a way to eliminate the 20y's. But as I look closer, I realize, hey, wait a second. I've got a negative 4 in front of x, and I have a 20 here, which can be divided by negative 4. So I'm going to divide, because negative 4 is a factor of all three terms. I'm going to divide by this entire equation by negative 4. Actually, let me write this another way. Each term by negative 4. And when I do that, so this is all step 1, I get negative 4x divided by negative 4 is x, plus 20y divided by negative 4 is negative 5y, equals 40 divided by negative 4 is negative 10. Now, I still have my original equation of 3x plus 5y equals 10 up here. I'll rewrite that under this, 3x plus 5y equals 10. Now remember, the plus adding a negative is really subtraction. So the 5y's will cancel out when you add this. So x plus 3x is 4x. Negative 10 plus 10 is, well, that's 0. So that means x is equal to 0. This is all step 2, by the way. So I found one of my variables. It's 0. So, pick an equation. Let's go with the first one, 3x. This is ESS, remember. 3x plus 5y equals 10. Substitute 0 in for x. So 3 times 0 is 0, plus 5y equals 10. I don't need 0 plus, so I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And I get y is equal to 2. Found my other variable. Step 4, do the check. ESS. I'm going to use the other equation. The other equation is negative 4x plus 20y equals 40. So I plug in 0 for x, 2 for y. Negative 4 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 40 is 40. So 40 equals 40, and that checks beautifully. So last step, step 5, don't forget the solution. And don't get these numbers switched around. I do it often, and I see students do it a lot. It's 0, 2. All right, for this one, I am not going to have you do any examples for points. We will find another way for you to earn points in math. Just make sure you really understand how to do this. So if any of this was confusing, go back and rewatch the video or come and see me for help. Good luck, and we'll see you in math.